Hi Todd, Sarah from The Upcoming. Such a pleasure to speak to you. We both saw your film in Cannes, we're absolutely blown away. It's one of those that's got such a specific tone and really stays with you afterwards. What do you think audiences can expect when they watch it?
I think they can expect to feel unsettled. I think they can expect to find unexpected humor in the film. There's a sense of you're almost interrogating yourself as you watch the movie and the presumptions that you bring to these kinds of characters and how we look at the character Natalie Portman plays versus the character Julianne Moore plays. But I think all of that seems to be the way people are responding to the film, with a great deal of, I don't know, that sense of not knowing how you feel, which isn't necessarily what we want to feel these days in cultural products. We kind of want to be affirmed in in our assumptions and our values and our judgments. This film upsets all of that. And what's been very exciting is that audiences seem up for that, ready for that. And to me, that's sort of what great movies cinema was. It always was to me when I was growing up.
And what a phenomenal cast. I mean, Natalie Portman, Julianne Moore, and the interplay between them, the subtlety and nuance and how they sort of change, they bring this layer of performance into the film, but also Charles Martin. So what was it like having them all on set?
It was extraordinary. Of course, I've worked with Julianne the most. I know her so well. We're like family. We're like counterparts to each other in many ways. It was my first time working with Natalie Portman. I've been looking forward to that opportunity for a long time, and she brought me this project. I think the real discovery was finding Charles Melton to play Joe, because so much of the film and the story and the emotional investment rests on him. And so what he does and how subtly he sculpts that performance was really a revelation.
And you're talking about music just there. The music is also very key to the unsettling tone and the melodrama. Tell us a bit about what you were doing with that.
Well, there's a longer story than I probably have time to answer here. The music is inspired by, and some of the actual melodic elements come from a Michel Legrand score from a 1971 film, The Go-Between. That score hits you in the face in that film in a way that thrilled me when I saw it last year. And I hadn't seen the film since I was a kid. And I was like, that's what this film needs. That's what this film needs to frame it. And so we worked with that music in making the film, and ultimately it ended up in the film. Natalie Portman is the person who brought this project to me. And so it was already understood and completely built in that she would play the role of Elizabeth, the actor in the film. And then there was the second character, who is this woman hovering around 59, 60 years old. An incredibly complicated character.
Yeah.
Somebody that would take an incredibly courageous actor to play. And there was nobody else that I considered than Julianne Moore, of course. The real challenge was finding the actor to play Joe.
Yeah.
And the whole film sort of pivots around that character and how he sort of emerges in the course of the film. So finding Charles Melton was a real discovery. I mean, yes and no. I think the film takes some stabs at the sort of presumption of people coming in and trying to tell the truth about other people's lives, right? And what is the cost of that process? And who possesses the truth? And how is that truth? What is that truth aligned with? What kind of systems of power is that truth endorsing? And all of that is sort of lurking within the almost arrogance of Elizabeth's character coming in and telling us, that she knows what the story is.
Yeah.
And so that was all so interesting in the script. Not right at the moment, but thank you. Those films meant so much to me, and Velvet Goldmine in particular here in London has a particular resonance. It's so much about this place and the cultural moment that we were exploring in the early 70s. And we made it during the Britpop era, which was also sort of speaking back to glam rock.
Highly influenced.
So it was all this great, it was an amazing experience being here.